their family members who are present over here. Good morning to all of you. And friends, I hope all of you are healthy and safe in this COVID period. And this idea for health and nutrition session has come up in very beginning of the year. However, we have organized this 90 days fitness challenge, and accordingly we thought along with the fitness, healthy food is also important, and accordingly we have organized this session on this Sunday morning, which will be really very helpful to everyone. As a CA members, we understand we are very busy in our due dates and all the work which have deadlines. So we are very busy in our office, and health, we do not take care of our own health. We take care of the wealth of others, but health is also wealth. And our entire day is always busy in sitting in the office, and health we do not take care. Our timings are also not fixed. What time, whether at 1 o'clock, we never have lunch at the normal lunch time. It is always late, maybe after 1 hour, 2 hours, and timings are also not fixed. Further, what we are eating, a late night we are eating, the dinners are also skipped sometimes, lunch are also skipped sometimes, and what we are eating, we also do not know what we are eating. So these things are very important in life, and that's why our youth committee has thought of to organize this program. And friends, the entire credit goes to my team of youth committee, Kimi, Jhalak, Mittal, and everyone, Hetal, and everyone, each and every member of youth committee. I am not able to take name of all the members, but and everyone has cohesively and worked so well, so that our this challenge league, I can say there are more 100 than 350 participants, and majority of them are able to contribute and begin in very well way for their fitness. And with this health new program, I really thank Urmi, Hariya also there with us on this Sunday morning to
खाद्यपिण्यामध्ये आहेत न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट मध्ये
જે એટલે ઉગન મુજો વાયરલેસ છે ને તો વાયર કપાતાને પણ કી વાંધો ન કનું વાયર કે ને મોબાઈલ
Halak, I think Preeti is not reachable or something, so we continue with the program.
Yeah. I think we have lost the.
We request all the other participants to please go on mute so that we can enjoy the program from Urmi, Hariya.
Yeah. So we'll just go ahead with the program. So I request Hetal to present the memento for Urmi.
Yeah, thank you, Jhalak. Urmi, as a token of mark of our love and appreciation, we present to you this certificate. Give me a minute, I'll just share that. Yeah. So on behalf of CVOCA Association, I take this opportunity to present the certificate of appreciation to Miss Urmi Hariya. Looking forward to a wonderful session from you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Over to you, Jhalak.
Yeah, thank you, Hetal. Before we start the session, I would request Kimi to give a brief introduction of Urmi. So, yeah.
Introduced Urmi Jayesh Hariya to you. She has completed her BSc in Home Science and MSc in Sports Nutrition from Nirmala Niketan College of Home Science, Churchgate. She is a yoga instructor from Utsav Institute, Ghatkopar, and she's a yoga therapist as well. Also, she's doing her second MSc in Diet and Food Service Management, and she's in the final year. She's a certified diabetics educator. She was working on sports nutritionist at Cafe Nutrition and Sports Q Plus, onco nutritionist at Mumbai Oncocare Thane. Currently, she is working as a freelancer, also visiting online and consultant at Origin Clinic, Kalyan, and FitJam Mulund. So, with this, I would like to welcome Urmi Hariya, and warm welcome to you on behalf of CVOCA Urmi. And I would like to hand over the session to you. Thank you.
Thank you for such a brief introduction. I'll just share the screen and then we can go forward with the session. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yeah, the screen is visible.
Oh, just a second. Okay, so we'll go forward. So the main thing which I'm focusing is health and you. So we'll start with the session. So before we start with anything else, we need to know what exactly nutrition is. So what is it important and why is it important? So nutrition is basically a science of food, how you can be healthier or how you can maintain your health with the help of food. That is what is mainly nutrition is. And why is it important? It is basically important to maintain your health for growth purpose, especially for children and adolescents, for the development and to improve well-being of each and everyone. Because we are what we eat. If we have nutritious food, only then we are going to be perfectly healthy, we are going to have good health, and we'll be able to reach our limits to a greater extent. That is what is mainly important when we concern about our health. Next, what exactly is health? Health is not only, we normally say that health is normally free from any kind of disease or illness or anything, but it is not exactly that. It is a combination of physical, mental, and social health. Physical health, I'll go forward in detail a little bit in the next slide because it is a bigger topic. Mental health is how you feel, how you think about situations, how much positivity do you have in your own self. And social health is, are you able to socialize with people, because that is one of the major ways when you can feel the importance that you have in the society. That is one of the important part, because only if you feel that you are not being left out, you will feel better, your mental health will be better. Once your mental health is better, your physical health is going to be better. Okay, so coming to physical health, it is a combination of physical activity, healthy eating, and quality sleeping. So physical activity, any kind of activity, you do walking, you do yoga, you do gym, you do any other kind of physical activity, all comes in that. But you have to make sure, except for your daily time for walking from your home to your maybe to your office or somewhere else, there has to be at least half an hour of physical activity, at least 4 to 5 days a week. Okay, not more than at least half an hour is important, because when you get used to a particular pattern, your body is not going to work anything extra. So for you to work anything extra, you have to make sure you take out at least half an hour of your time, at least 3 to 4 days a week, because that is a kind of conditioning that you're giving to your body. Okay, then coming to healthy eating. Healthy eating, I'll be going forward in brief about it in the later slides, but healthy eating will support your physical activity. Only if you're eating healthy, your mental and emotional state will also be good. Your quality of sleep will also be good, because anything that goes in your body is going to have a chemical effect or emotional effect on your body. So that is how healthy eating works on your body. Then coming to quality of sleep, as we all know, working along with working, there is also a great importance to your rest. So sleep is the only time when you can say that your body is actually in the resting state, because sleep is the time when you have to keep your mind shut, you have to be completely relaxed, you have to lay in a comfortable position so that you get a very relaxing and very deep sleep. Okay, so sleep, make sure you're getting at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep in a day. So at least 4 hours in the morning, 7 hours in all, because one cycle of sleep is only one cycle is of 4 hours. So for completing that complete cycle, only then you're going to get to know that your body is in a sleep state. Next, coming to so health parameters. So what are the health parameters that we normally look forward? One is your height. Second is your weight. Okay, so height and weight. So this is normally what everyone sees. Height is basically important to see for children in their growing age, because after an age of 20 or 21, normally we do not grow in height. So this is the parameter that we see normally for growth in children. Weight is something we normally keep seeing. Okay, am I good? Am I overweight? Am I low weight or obese or whatever? This is one of the major things which we see, except for anything else. Then comes a very kind of a standard measure that we normally see all throughout the world. But this is not a very accurate measure, but though we can get a rough idea of what your health is. Are you are you proper healthy, or you need to gain weight, or you need to lose weight? Whatever it is, you will get to know through the help of BMI, that is body mass index. So these are the parameters given by WHO for Asian population, that is for Indians and all the Asian population. So this is normally calculated kg per meter square. That means your weight in kg divided by your height in meter square. Okay, so if you are your BMI comes to approximately, say, less than 18, so maybe it is 16.5 for example, then you are in the category of underweight. So the normal range for BMI is 18 to 22.9. So this is when you calculate your your weight upon your height in meter square. For all you CA members, it will be very easier and faster for you to calculate. So you can just go forward and calculate your BMI. So normal range will be 18 to 22.9. For anything above 22.9 will be under the category of overweight or obese. So even overweight or obese has a different categories. So overweight 23 to 24.9 is overweight category. Obese 1, that is 25 to 29.9, and obese 3 is anything more than 30 is obese 2 category. So depending on the level of increase in weight or increase in BMI, there are higher risk factors for body to get any kind of metabolic diseases. Those are diabetes, then it can be PCOS. PCOS can be because of underweight as well, but major reason is higher weight percentage. So that can be the reason. Heart diseases, all of these diseases are related to your body weight, to your index of BMI. Then coming to a very another measurement or a health parameter that we can say, that is the fat mass and muscle mass. This is not really very handy to calculate, but if you know someone who has a BIA machine, bioelectrical impedance analyzer, that is normally seen in the gyms and with any nutritionist, maximum of them have this machine. So that will help you get to know a very accurate measure, because we can see a lot of difference in weight, height to weight ratio, and fat mass and muscle mass of the person. Because a person who is lean can be 80%, can be 80 kgs in weight, and a person will be 80 kg. So looking at the person who is lean and 80 kgs, you'll feel this person is healthy, but his BMI is going a little higher. Why is that? That is because the muscle mass of that person is higher than the fat mass. And the person who is plump and has 80 kgs, his or hers fat mass is greater than the muscle mass. That is the reason when we look into BMI, it is a very gold standard thing which is done all throughout the world, but it is preferable if you can get someone to get checked your fat mass or your muscle mass. That would be a very accurate measure of your health than BMI. Okay, so now going forward to the health pyramid. So this is the health pyramid. So this pyramid indicates all the different food groups that are there in your diet normally, which we incorporate and which should be there in your diet. Along with that, it shows what is the maximum amount that you should have. So the lowest section is the maximum amount, then tapering down to the lowest amount. So the lowest section is fruits and salads. So this is the lowest section. That means the portion of your fruits, vegetables, and salads has to be maximum in your diet. Then we can, so according to this pyramid, this is actually, this can differ to person, but this is the minimum amount that you should consume in your daily diet. So the lowest section, that is fruits and salads, fruits and vegetables, it is showing that it is 5 to 7 servings a day. Okay, so minimum 5 to 7 servings. So how you can incorporate it? So maybe you can incorporate 2 servings of fruits. So if you say a serving a day, 100 grams is what we consider as 1 serving. Okay, so 1 serving of 100 grams. So how do you calculate? A rough calculation for that, for example, there is a medium size apple. That is 1 serving of apple, because it is approximately 100 grams. Approximately 1 bowl of grapes will be 1 serving of grapes. Approximately 1 banana is 1 serving of banana. And same goes for vegetables. Approximately, if you see tomatoes, 2 small tomatoes will be 1 serving, that is 100 grams. So this way you can try and calculate 1 normal carrot, 1 cucumber is 1 serving of that vegetable. So that much amount of vegetable has to be there. 1 serving in every meal has to be there. And then you can incorporate 2 servings of fruits anywhere throughout the day. But one thing you have to make sure that even if you're having fruits, try and not have it with any of your major meals. That is your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The only reason is when you have fruits with these major meals, you're already having good amount of calories from these meals. And when we have fruits, these are carb rich, and there are already carbs. We are Indians, so we eat a lot of carbs. We eat a lot of roti, poha, rice, and all. So these are also loaded with carbs. Okay. So when we have carbs from the cereals and when we are having carbs from the fruits will not be used up correctly as they are supposed to be used. So let's not have it with your major meals, and try and have it after your meals, maybe after 1 or 2 hours of your meals, like maybe a mid-morning or a snack. That would be a better option to consume fruits in your daily diet. Going on to the second section, that is whole wheat cereals, breads, potatoes, pasta, rice. So this is basically an international pyramid. So pasta and all is also included. But for us, all the whole wheat cereals, rice, wheat, all the millets are also included in this serving. So 100 grams of whole wheat cereals, so are approximately 2 to 3 fulkas will come in this serving. Okay, so 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 servings are the maximum amount of servings that you should have of cereals throughout the day. Next, going up to milk and milk products. So milk and milk products are, as we are vegetarians, this is a major source of protein that we can get through our diet. This is also very high in calcium. So one of the good source or a very good source of calcium that we can have is milk and milk products, except if you are lactose intolerant or lactose allergic to lactose or allergic to milk. Only in that case you should completely avoid milk and milk products. But if you can have maybe yogurt or dahi, then you can definitely go forward for it. This has written 3 servings a day, but try and incorporate at least 2 servings a day. That is what is important. So a glass of milk and maybe a bowl of curd is enough for your for completing your milk serving throughout the day. Next, coming this, as I said, this is a international pyramid. So it also writes all the non-veg products, beans and nuts. So we can concentrate as beans and nuts over here. So this section is basically the protein section. So there has to be at least 2 servings of beans and nuts. So beans are basically all the pulses, all the dals that we consume throughout the day. So that, and nuts are almonds, walnuts, pistachios, cashews. Again, the quantity matters. So the quantity of beans can be higher. You can have 2 servings of beans and not have nuts. Sometimes it is okay, but also try and incorporate nuts because they also have their own different kind of benefits. They have different kinds of different nutrients that are required for your body. So that way. Then coming to the second last section, that is the fats, spreads and oils. So fats, spreads and oils, this includes all the butters, ghee, mayonnaise, then peanut butter, then oils. All of this is included in this. This has to be consumed in a very small portion in your diet. I am not saying that you should completely omit it from the diet, but you should consume it, but in a smaller portion. Then coming into the last and the very small, or which you can completely avoid section, that is fruits, foods and drinks high in fat, sugar and salt. This include all the pastries, all the cokes, all the aerated drinks, all the packaged juices, okay, all the chips. All of these comes in this this section. So this section says not every twice, but not on a regular basis. Okay, so I hope you have understood what the food pyramid is and why I'm explaining you this food pyramid. Now we'll go forward on the section of my plate. So this photo is a little blurred, but I hope you all can easily see it. So my plate is a concept where how and how much of each and every food should be there in your diet, and how you can complete your one meal can be complete, or how your day should be. What are the important nutrients or what are the important food groups that you have to consume on a daily basis. So starting from the lower left side, so the lower left side says it's vegetables. There has to be a vegetable or a little higher portion than 1/4. So at least 1/4 to 1/3, more than 1/4 portion of your plate should consist of vegetables. Then comes the fruits. So your plate should have fruits. So as I said, you should try and avoid it with with one major meal. You can have it as your snack. So fruits can be included in your diet. Then there are grains. So the grains, all the millets. So jwari, bajri, nachni, quinoa, rice, wheat, all of these is included in grains. So this should be consumed on a regular basis. Then coming to your protein. Okay, so protein has to be there on a daily basis. So dals, as vegetarians, the major source of protein that we have is dal. Okay, dals or any kind of pulses. So rajma, chole, chana, moong, matki, all of these are included in protein section. Then coming to the upper portion, which says dairy products. So the dairy can include paneer, it can include curd, it can include yogurt, it can include chas, it can include milk. All of these have to be there. So in your breakfast, you can have milk in your breakfast. In your lunch or dinner, you can have maybe paneer, or you can have maybe your dahi or chas in your as your plate, as a complete plate. So for your breakfast, there has to be a fruit. So there has to be a dairy product. So for example, you're having tea. Try and reduce the amount of tea in your diet and try and include more of whole milk. Whole milk as in the cream has to be removed, but a complete glass of milk should be there, preferably. And along with that, what is there? You can have anything like poha, upma, and if you have no time to cook or you have no time to eat, what you can do, you can just take a roti, put some vegetable in between, roll it and have it. That is okay, because protein from dairy is also coming. So you can consider that protein from your glass of milk. And along with that, you have some, if poha is there, add some vegetables to it. So there is a vegetable in that and cereal in that. So it's a complete meal. And if there is a roti roll that you're preparing, have that. That is also completely okay. Okay. Then coming to your lunch, as many of y'all are working out, going out, you have to travel constantly to the client's place and have your meals and all. So it becomes difficult to have a complete meal, and you may not be getting your complete meal everywhere. So what you can do, you can try and carry your tiffins. So if you're carrying your tiffins, make sure there is roti or rice in there. There is salad. So if you don't have time to cut a salad, no time to cut 2-3 different vegetables, you can just carry one tomato, or you can just carry one carrot, or you can just carry one cucumber and keep it in your bags, and that can be your salad. Okay, there has to be a vegetable. And in vegetables specifically, who are eating kanmud and all, if you're having potatoes, make sure potatoes, or maybe kacha kela, raw bananas, if you're having that, make sure it is added with some other vegetable. Okay, so these two vegetables are basically very high in starch, and your grains also has a good amount of starch in them. So to control the release of carbohydrate in your gut, you can do is you can mix that aloo ki sabji or kache kele ki sabji with some other vegetable, maybe with peas. So that will also help you slow down the release of starch in your body. So that is one thing that you can do. Secondly, you have to make sure that you have some amount of protein in your diet. So now, if you're having a vegetable which has paneer in it, completely okay, your protein is coming from there. But if you're having a vegetable that is a complete vegetable, like maybe palak or methi or maybe bhindi or pilli or anything else, what you can do, you don't have time, you can either just boil some pulses like moong matki, you can just boil it, add some chaat masala and have it. Or what you can do is you can make sure that your roti ka atta has some amount of cereal, pulse ka atta. So maybe you can mix moong ka atta and roti ka atta and make a roti, even that is possible for you to incorporate protein in your diet. Or what you can do is, soya bean is also one thing that you can add in your roti ka atta. But again, soya bean you should not add in a very good, very high quantities. So, and adding any kind of pulse ka atta or like moong or chana or anything to your roti definitely is going to affect the texture of your roti. So then what you can do, you can either carry dal, you can either have paneer in your any kind of vegetable, or you can add any kind of dal or pulses to your vegetable. So you can add dal and palak together and have that as a vegetable. You can have methi and palak together and have that as a vegetable. You can make dudhi and chane ki dal ki sabji. These are the different variations that you can incorporate in your diet. And for example, if you're eating somewhere out, so now you are not going to be able to choose ke mujhe isme ye dalna, I want to add a vegetable to the dal and I want to have a roti with it. That is not going to be possible. You have to have whatever you get around. So what options can you choose in that case? For example, it is a fast food place. Normally in fast food places, you get dosas. Okay. So dosa is a very classic example of a complete meal because it has cereal, rice, and urad ki dal, which is a pulse. So there is a combination of rice and dal, which is a complete protein thing also, and also a very good option as having somewhere out. Okay, so in that case, what you can do, you can take a dosa, but what you can do, you can take a masala dosa, or you can take uttapam. Uttapam also, the batter is almost the same. So uttapam also has some vegetables on top. You are having sambar with it. Sambar is also loaded with a lot of vegetables. So all the nutrients from the vegetables are also there in your sambar. And if you're having masala dosa, you're getting the masala, maybe Mysore masala dosa, which is a better option because it has a lot of different variety of vegetables present in it. So you can have Mysore masala dosa, you can have normal masala dosa, you can have uttapam. So this way you can incorporate more of vegetables also. And if you don't want to have, for example, you're not willing to have a dosa, you can do is you can take any kind of rice, or you can just take a chapati. So chapati is normally what you get, the wheat ka roti. Instead of normal rotis, when we go out in restaurants, you normally get, if you call for roti, it is normally maide ka roti, or it is naan that we normally call. But instead of that, if you call for chapatis, that is much more of a healthier option than your normal wheat, normal rotis. Okay, so now we'll go forward. So these are the years according to me, what I feel, what I could understand from your working pattern, that I have just noted down. So long working hours, always stressed and under pressure, trying to keep up with the new rules. So as there are always something or the other new rules coming up related to finances, related to accounts and all. So all of these you have to be updated every time. At every point of time, you need to know everything. So this is one of the major barriers that I feel when it comes to you for keeping yourself healthy, which you feel. Then stress to be able to compile all the data on right time. That is one of the major thing. Long sitting hours, this will lead to a lot. Most of you may be having some or the other kind of pains, like maybe shoulder pain or back pain or this, because you are completely on your computer maximum of the time, sitting at one place doing your work. So that is also one of the major barriers. No fixed meals, so you do not have a fixed timing for your meals, because whenever you get free, you all will try and have your food whatever is possible in that small amount of time. And always traveling, you have to go to your client's place to get the data, to compile the data, and all of these. This is also one of the major barrier, because not every time, not everyone is going to carry their food everywhere, right? So then you have to make sure you have to try to incorporate foods in a different ways, and you have to make sure you're trying and carrying as much as possible. Okay, so some lifestyle changes that I would like to tell y'all, and that would be great if y'all can incorporate in your life. That would be, first, carry your meals. One of the most important thing is carry your meals, because once you carry your meals, you know what you're going to have. Whenever you get the time, you just have a small amount of time, you can just open the tiffins, have it then and there. Okay, so this is one of the easiest way that you can do. Definitely there are time barriers, there are certain times that you won't be able to do, but maximum of the time, if you can carry your meals, that would be great, because it is then you have a proper control over your diet, or proper control over what you're eating and what you're putting in your system. Okay, trying to choose healthier options when eating outside, as I've already mentioned the healthier options. Also, if you want to eat outside, you can just buy maybe a fried rice or pulao, and along with that have a dal or raita, or if it is fried rice, you can have something related to paneer, and you can have that as a complete meal. Try and avoid fried foods when you're out, because you do not know what kind of oil they are using, and again, anything fried has a lot of fat content in it, so try and avoid it when you're going out. Meditate for at least 10 minutes a day. So try and make it a routine for yourself. Meditating is very relaxing to your body. It will calm your mind. You will be able to think more towards positive way. You will be able to try and make things faster for you. So meditation does not have to be like you are meditating thinking of something else and not your work. But what you can do, you can just try and relax your body. You can do is, maybe if you're doing your meditation at night, what you can do, you can recollect the whole day, what you have done, what has gone wrong, what you can change. That can be also a kind of meditation for you, because that will be a stress buster. Yeah, because then you're recollecting on yourself, you're working on yourself, you will get to know what all things you could have changed, what all things next time you have to make sure that I'm not doing this kind of problem, this kind of thing, or I'm not doing some problem has occurred, and you are trying and recollecting at night. So you will get to know a faster response when you're meditating, because you're concentrating on only that particular thing, and there is nothing else that is going on in your mind. Okay, so when you try and keep your concentration to that one particular thing, that is the time when you can find out solutions faster. So this thing you have to make sure, or if you want to meditate or you want to take out time except for your work, you can meditate, you can think of something different. You can maybe also do is, you can do some kind of chanting, any kind of so maybe you can do Naukar mantra ka jap, or you can do any other kind of mantra jap when you're meditating as well. That is also a kind of meditating that will also help you relieve your stress. Then some exercises and stretches. So when you feel it's been more than 2 hours that you're sitting in one place, that is a what we can say work hazard is there for you. You can do some kind of exercises sitting on your chair, and some kind of stretches that you can do sitting on your chair. So I'll show you some photos. You can maybe do a screenshot of this slide and you can keep for yourself. So these are some stretches. So stretching your hand up, so it will release all, it will elongate your spinal cord and it will release your stress that has been created on your back. Then bending forward. This is all you can do while you're sitting on your chair and do. Then taking your legs up and just trying to push it towards your body. Again, this will help you relax your leg muscles. Then you can just stand up a bit and move your legs front and back, both your legs, and then slowly you can go back and you can just bend. So all of this is going to help and relax your back muscles, your leg muscles, your shoulder muscles, because these are the most effective areas when you're working and sitting and working for more than an hour or more than 2 hours. So you can just take a screenshot of this slide and keep it for yourself. So now, foods that you should incorporate on a regular basis. Okay, so berries, strawberry. So this is the season. Actually, I can say the season has almost gone. But if you can find something like blueberries or raspberries, these are really good. Strawberries were in season. Now, maybe it has reduced slowly. But whenever you get a chance, try and incorporate strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, maybe some other berries can get, because these are really high in antioxidants. Okay, so these help in boosting your brain functioning. Okay, so your work is not a physical work, but it is a work that is related to your brain. So these foods that I've mentioned in the slide are all the foods that you should incorporate for better brain functioning. Then coming to nuts, almonds, walnuts, and pistachios. I haven't mentioned cashews because these three nuts are what you can have on a regular basis. So almonds and walnuts you can have on a regular basis, like 4 to 5 almonds, 2 walnuts. Be there in your diet on everyday basis, because these two nuts are that are very rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin E. So both of these work for better brain functioning, to improve the concentration, to improve the accuracy of your brain functioning. So these two nuts have to be there. Pistachios, if you can have like maybe once or twice in a week. That is completely okay, because pistachios are high in antioxidants. Again, as I said, for berries, they are high in antioxidants, so help in improving your concentration and your brain functioning. So pistachios should also be included. Cashews I haven't mentioned. We all love cashews, but they are very high in fats. You can have them like maybe twice a week. You're having 2-3 cashews, completely okay, but not on a regular basis, because that can lead to increase in your triglyceride levels and your cholesterol levels. So try and reduce the amount of cashews in your diet, but definitely you should incorporate almonds and walnuts on a regular basis. As I said, omega-3 helps in increasing good cholesterol, that is the HDL cholesterol, and lowers the LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol in your system. Next, coming to oil seeds. So pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, we incorporate this in our mukhwas. So what you can do, you can just carry a bottle of mukhwas, add pumpkin seeds, roasted flax seeds, sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are the pill seeds. So all these seeds are very good in omega-3 fats. Again, these are very good for your brain functioning. Also for people with joint pains, this will help you relieve your pain. Okay, specifically the flax seeds, these are the highest source of omega-3 fats. After this comes almonds and walnuts. So incorporating flax seeds on a regular basis will be very good for your health, for your joints, for your concentration. So you should try and incorporate this. Foods rich in vitamin C, those are oranges, amla, guava. So these fruits are actually fruits which are going to, so all the foods which are rich in vitamin C basically are going to help you as an immune booster. These are going to boost your immunity. If you have good immunity, there are lesser chances for you to fall sick, lesser chances for you to get any kind of infection. If you're not getting any kind of infection, your mind is not going to be diverted to any other different topic. So you will be concentrated all throughout, and be easier for you to it will be very easier for you to maintain your work schedule and maintain your work. Then vitamin K, that is also important for your, that is your digestion. So green leafy vegetables and fruits, and all other vegetables also, because I be knowing that vitamin K is a vitamin that you don't really need to produce somewhere, because it's produced in your own. All the green leafy vegetables, fruits, and all the fiber-rich vegetables are the nutrition for your microbes that are present in your body, that are the good players that are present in your body to produce vitamin K. Only if you give those microbes, only then the vitamin K is going to be produced. And if there is good amount of vitamin K, it suggests that your digestion will also be good. Once your digestion is good, you do not have any kind of chillings, you do not have any stomach, then improve in your concentration that way. Next, coming to milk products, as I already mentioned, milk and milk products very high in protein, very high in calcium. So these things again, milk products, if you're having curds and yogurt, these are a kind of probiotics to your food. So probiotics again going to help and produce more of vitamin K in your body. That's the way you can use it. And this is again because it's very good in protein. Protein, as I told, protein is important. Protein is important. But why is it important? It is important because it will help in maintaining your muscle mass and help in maintaining your body muscle, which will help and support your body structure. Because once you're sitting, your body is going to droop. But you have to maintain a posture for your organs to function in a good way. So that is what it is important. So I will just summarize the whole session for you all. So I'll just summarize the whole session. So we have talked about what is important, why is it important. It is important for your health and health, well-being, development for children specifically. Then coming to your health, it's different concepts. Like it is not only free from any illness, but it is also a combination of physical, mental, and social health, which comes together to form a person to be a healthy person. Then coming to the food pyramid that we were talking, the lowest section and talking about all the food groups and all the things and how you can incorporate all the foods in your plate. I talked about it through the My Plate thing. And then I hope you all have taken the screenshot of the photograph that I had mentioned about the different exercises, because those lifestyle changes are what is important when you are working on a regular basis. Okay, and incorporating some or the other kind of physical activity along with your improvement in your food intake is what is important when it comes to a complete trying a healthy lifestyle for yourself. That's all what I had to say. Thank you. If there are any questions, please put it in the chat box.
Thank you, Urmi, for such a great brief session. I would like to present a vote of thanks, and then we can have a question answer session. There are a couple of questions which have come. So okay. One thing, yeah. So definitely good health is not something we can buy. However, it will be a very great, valuable savings account for us. And today, with your session, we have, known a lot of things about nutrition, how, in our busy schedule, how we should inculcate the food habits, how if we are outside, how we should eat. So really, it's my pleasure to give you a vote of thanks, and extremely thankful that you came at such a short notice and gave us such a great insight about nutrition, about physical, mental, and social health, about the food pyramid, And also you threw light about how we have to calculate a BMI level and stuff like that, our food plate and all. So really, on behalf of CVO and everyone and our committee, I thank you for coming, and it was a great pleasure. I think we can start with our question answer session.
Sure.
So starting
Yes.
with the first question. Some combinations as per Ayurveda, which can cause some allergies like khatta with milk, pickled chas. Can you throw some light on it?
So these combinations are according to Ayurveda, because the properties of milk or chas, and along with that pulses, chas and pulses is also a big no-no according to Ayurveda, and also according to a Jain philosophy also. The reason is the properties are totally different. What we say, the properties of foods according to Ayurveda are either they are tamasic or they are rajasic, or they have a property that they are khatta and this is meetha, or that, because that affects your digestion. And when the chemical processes are happening, there are different chemical process for chas, and there is different chemical process that has to happen for pulses. That is the reason which it is said that you should not have. Going into very deep, I'm not very sure about what exactly it is, but this is the basic knowledge that I have got by asking different Ayurvedic doctors and all. This is the main reason why you should not have these two things together. The things that are told you should not have, but according to a modern nutrition science, there is nothing like that which has been seen. So I can't really tell very well in deep. But if you are someone who believes in Ayurveda, definitely you try and avoid these two things together.
Okay, thank you, Urmi. The second question is The second question is is there a nutrition loss between cooked food till actually consumed? So, for example, if in the morning we are cooking at 7:30 or 8 a.m. and we consume it in the afternoon 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so is there any nutrition loss?
So the nutrition loss happens at the time of cooking. So every food that we cook, there are some amount of water soluble vitamins, and that there are some amount of fat soluble vitamins. So the fat soluble vitamins are not going to be lost anyhow when you're cooking, because there are fats already present in your food, and those vitamins are going to be intact. But in case of water soluble vitamins, that are the B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin K, these are the water soluble vitamins. So these vitamins, normally some amount is evaporated when the vapors are gone. So when you heat these things, there are naturally water vapors that are going to be produced. So there is some amount of loss at that time itself. But when you are cooking food at 8 o'clock and having it 3 o'clock, there is definitely some amount of chemical processes that are already happening. Okay, so as you all know, जो भी food बहुत ज़्यादा nutritious होता है, वो जल्दी खराब होता है. The reason is there are some amount of microbial growth that happens. So that is something you cannot avoid. But what you can do is you can cool down your food completely and then pack it in an airtight container, preferably not plastic. You can maybe have a metal thing, or maybe have a borosil thing, or maybe you can have a kachka thing. That is preferable instead of plastic. And you can make it into an airtight thing, and you can have it. The chemical process rate will slow down, because there is no extra oxygen that is being given to the microorganisms. That is what you have to make sure.
Okay. The next question is that
the same
you were
question.
Sorry.
Yeah, Preeti.
So if we this food again, we if heat this food
Hello.
again,
I
then again there is a nutrition
So
loss.
are you talking that if we okay
Same question.
hello?
Yeah, so Urmi, I think what
Are
she's
you
trying to
talking that if we read
Hello. If this
Yeah.
book food is yeah.
So let me just repeat if I'm audible to everyone. Are you trying to ask me that if we have food at that time, like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, is there any nutrition loss? I hope that's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, again, if we are heating it while we are taking lunch, for
Okay.
example, in the morning, if we,
So as I yes, so as I there is some amount of loss that is going to happen when you heat the heat, but it's going to be a water soluble vitamin loss that is going to happen. So in that case, again, if the vapors are produced, if the food is reheated, but if already the amount that is lost, there is some amount of water that is already stored. So that much amount of vitamins are not going to be lost. But in case of vitamin C, you have to make sure that whenever you have to add lemon to your food, so you have to make sure that you add lemon at the end after. So if you're reheating it again, so make sure आप नींबू डाल रहे हो तो आप reheat करने के बाद ही नींबू डालो, because vitamin C is a very fragile vitamin which get lost in instants. So जब भी आपको नींबू डालना है, make sure आप end में ऊपर से नींबू डालो. That is the only thing that you can do to save vitamin in your food. We can. I hope you are clear with it.
yes, Jalak, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go to the next question. So when you were speaking about food, what all we have to have. So can we have dried fruits like kiwi, blueberry, dried pineapple, dried? So instead of having the normal fruit, can we consume dried form of fruits?
So again, as I've told, vitamins that are water soluble are going to be lost when you consider dried fruits and when you consider normal fruits. So this is one thing you will not get when you are having dried fruits. But again, there is one more thing. Whenever there is kiwi or pineapple or anything, to save it from any kind of microbial growth, there is this thin layer of either salt or either sugar that is added to your fruits when they are drying. Okay, so this thing again will increase that. It is anytime preferable to have anything that is fresh rather than having it in any kind of processed form or in dried forms. But if you want to have dried fruits, you can go forward for dried grapes that are kishmish or manuka. And you can go forward for khari or khajur or anjeer. Other than that, I don't think any other dry fruits are preferable.
Okay. Next question is that can we have milk with sugar or it should be without sugar only? And second question of milk, I can just club it. What is the most appropriate time to have milk, morning or night or before going to bed?
So depending on the timing, there is nothing like you should have milk only in morning or only at night. But definitely if you have some issues that are related to your sleeping issues, that you are not able to sleep well, drinking milk with haldi at night is going to work wonders for you. So you can have it at night. If you want, you can have it in the daytime. That is completely okay. Sugar, if you are incorporating sugar in your milk, that is completely okay. But again, try and incorporate a very small portion of sugar, so maybe half a spoon of sugar, just so that you don't get the taste of milk, because normally people don't like the taste of milk. That is the reason why we add sugar or any other things to our milk. That is the only thing that I can say.
Okay. The next question is, any suggestions on how to deal with weakness during menopause?
Okay. So again, any kind of weakness suggests that your body is in a stress zone, or your body is not getting enough nutrition. So make sure you're having enough food, you're having good amount of proteins, you're having good amount of vegetables in your diet, and there is some kind of physical activity, maybe pranayam also helps in rejuvenating your energy, so that will also help for you. And some kind of physical activity, a light physical activity, maybe walk for 15-20 minutes a day minimum, maybe some easy yoga asanas, or some kind of, you like running or you like cycling, so you can go forward for those exercises as well. And make sure on your food intake, so there has to be, the food has to be a complete meal, because what normally is seen is we do not focus on a protein intake. Okay, so we skip there is a complete meal, we do not have dal in your, we just take roti and sabzi in your tiffins, or you just prepare roti and sabzi and you have that. But where is the protein? Where is the main thing which will help you rejuvenate your energy? In fact, protein is one thing which will help you reduce your hunger pangs as well. So try and incorporate protein-rich foods, fruits, vegetables, all of these in your diet. Grains and cereals, I don't have to mention that you should incorporate, because we normally have that. That is something which is a staple food for us. So try and incorporate more of protein-rich fruits and vegetables in your diet.
Okay, thank you. What extra care can be taken for joint pains?
Okay, so joint pains are basically either there is arthritis that is happening, or there is some kind of what we say inflammation in your joints. So first thing you have to make sure is you are not keeping your joints in that position for more than half an hour. So you have to keep moving your joints, maybe not a lot, but half an hour is done if you move. So you may have seen that a lot of people who are sitting, they may develop knee pain, or they are standing for the whole time, they may develop knee pain. So first thing, make sure you're not keeping your joints in one stable position only. Secondly, what you can do is you can make sure to have again, joint pains are also related to your weak muscles at that joint, at that particular joint. So again, protein rich foods, but along with that, antioxidants are very important. So pistachios, berries, you can also consume green tea, because green tea is also very high in antioxidants. So these foods can be helpful. Along with this, omega-3 fat, one of the major things, because all the joint has some kind of fluid. So that fluid is that is the lubrication that is required for that joint to move. So that fluid is produced only with the help of omega-3. Okay, so as I mentioned, omega-3 rich foods, so those are almonds, walnuts, and flax seeds. These are the best sources of omega-3 that you can have. So you should try and incorporate it every day. So flax seeds also, you don't have to go overboard, because then you will tend to produce acidity or high heat in your body. Again, flax seeds, not more than 1 spoon in a day. That is what you can consume on a regular basis.
Okay. Next question is, what kind of powder we can add with like Bonvita or Horlicks for a 4-year kid? And also, if you can ask nutrition for 6 years old, should we add supplements for them, or food items are enough for them level of growth?
Okay, so first, going to the powders that we add to our milk, Bonvita, Horlicks, Complan, all of these are okay. But when you see at the labels behind, you will see carbohydrate and then read the sugar, out of which sugar will be written. It will be minimum 20 grams of sugar in one serving of like maybe 1 spoon of Bonvita has approximately 20 grams of sugar. So would you really like your kids to have that much sugar? And then we add more sugar to it because kids don't feel that it is extremely sweet, or they want more sugar to it. So again, Bonvita, Horlicks, Complan, those are okay. But if you're adding more sugar, I would suggest it's better to not add those things. You can make masala doodh for them. You can make maybe you can make is haldi wala doodh, masala doodh. You can make chocolate milkshake. Add cocoa powder, small amount of sugar, and make a chocolate milkshake and give it to them. You can do is, or if you want to add some other powder for easier thing, you can add Protein X. Okay, Protein X for children, it has a very good flavor. You can add that as well. And what was the second question? Second part of this question?
Nutrition for
6-year-old.
yeah,
Right.
6-year-old, yeah. And what should we add supplements for them, or food
So-
items are enough for them for the level of growth?
So if he or she good food, good amount of food, then I don't think there is any need for supplementation at that age. So you can go forward with food. Try and so if the child is also a fussy eater, try and incorporate foods, hiding them somewhere or the other, and try and give them food. Food is anytime better than any kind of supplementation. I would not suggest any supplementation for kids who are at the age of 6 or 7 specifically, and except if the child is completely into some kind of sports, doing very rigorous activity, then there is a different case altogether. But otherwise, food is what can give that child complete nutrition. You don't need to add any kind of supplementation.
Okay. What are the substitutes for idli and fermented foods? Because there's one question that I feel gastric on having fermented food. What can I substitute instead of idli and dosa?
So is it so whoever has asked, I assume you're talking about when you're going out and having those foods. So in that case, if you are not very comfortable having idlis or dosas, do not have it. What you can do, you can either, so if you're in a South Indian restaurant, you can call for curd rice, lemon rice with sambar or something. Or else what you can do is you can call for a mixed vegetable and chapati. I've already given options or different options, so that can be done. And if you're talking about you want to have idlis and dosas, but you are unable to have it because you feel gastric and you're making at home, you can definitely make rava dosa. You can make rava idli, oats idli. All of these can be had.
Okay. The next question is, can you explain on effect of absorption of nutrient in different food processing, like sprouts versus boiled pulses, or raw carrot, or cooking it little fat, comparison of protein from soya milk or pulses dal?
So first I'll go with comparison between soya and dal. Soya is basically a kind of protein that is very high. So if you compare the quantity, 30 grams of pulses will give approximately 7 grams of protein, and 20 grams of soya will give you approximately 10 grams of protein. So the quantity differs completely, and the quality of absorption of the protein from soya is little better than the absorption of protein from the pulses. But when you combine those pulses with any kind of cereals, the deficiency, whatever is there in the protein, is very well balanced with any kind of grain. So there is one amino acid that is missing in your pulses which is present in the cereal. So when you combine that two and you have a meal, then the absorption is very good. And when you have soya alone, the absorption is very good, because after egg is called the standard of protein. After that, second comes soya products. Okay, so soya has almost equal biological value of protein than the eggs. So soya is anytime better in comparison to normal pulses in terms of protein. But again, soya has to be cooked very well before you're consuming it, because there are some anti-nutritional factors also present. So make sure whenever you are having soya or soya products, you are having it cooked properly and only then having it. And cereals you can have. Then coming to cooked pulses and normal pulses, right? So when you cook the pulses, or you just soak the pulses, when you just soak the pulses, the digestion process has not yet started. It becomes a little difficult for anyone to digest just the soaked pulses. But when you cook it, there are certain chemical reactions that happen when it is cooked, and it softens the layer which is covering the cellular level, which is covering, that is the cellulose, which is the main component of it. It slowly comes down, and the process of digestion is faster when it is boiled as compared to when it is just soaked. Okay, so that is what the difference is. I hope I've answered the whole question.
The question actually was sprouted versus boiled pulses. Is a sprouted pulse better or just boiled? Yeah.
So in comparison to sprouted and boiled pulses is easier to digest. It has all the micronutrients and all. But when you sprout the pulse, there are certain amount of B vitamins that are increased. But when you boil that sprouted pulses, those B vitamins can be destroyed in the process. That is what the difference is when you boil normal pulses, because it actually has a very small amount of B vitamins present when you're just boiling it, the normal pulses, and when you are sprouting it, the B vitamins increase. But when you again boil those B vitamins, like the sprouted ones, the produced B vitamins are reduced to a certain extent. So sprouted ones are better in B vitamins than the normal boiled ones.
Okay. I'll quickly run through other questions. If we sleep 4 hours at night and 2.5 hours in the afternoon, can that be counted as quality sleep, as total we sleep for 6.5 hours?
I would not count it as a quality sleep, but definitely if you're not getting any time, then this is any time better than not sleeping for a good quality time. But it's preferable that you get sleep at one stretch, because then you're feeling fresh throughout the day rather than slightly sluggish throughout the day. Anytime it's sleeping at once is better than sleeping in 2 different hours.
Okay. What should be ideal water consuming schedule for the day? How does it change according to a person's BMI and climate conditions? Is having water with fruit infusers better than having normal water?
So normal water is completely okay if you are having infused water. There are some things that come from the fruit to the water, because you're not going to actually have that fruit with the water even if you are infusing the water. So there is no real great changes that you can see. But if you are boiling the water, so like maybe you are making something like pudina infused, so you are boiling the water, maximum properties of pudina will come into the water. That way it is completely okay. But that way, and water consumption does not depend on your BMI. It depends to a certain very small extent, but it maximum depends on the climate and your physical activity level. So climate basically, mostly we think that सबसे ज़्यादा पानी हमें गर्मी के season में चाहिए. We drink a lot of water, definitely, but we also require good amount of water when we are under AC or we are in cold climates. The reason is when we are in AC, there is a cold environment, and in cold environment, specifically your body starts losing water. So you may have seen your skin is more dry when you are in AC or when you are in cold climate. The reason is your skin is losing water, and to replenish it you will require good amount of water. So every time you feel thirsty is not the only time when you should have water. You have to make sure you're having at least 2 liters of water throughout the day. This is the minimum amount, but if you feel that it is you want more, you can definitely have more water. That is completely okay. Whatever excess amount of water is there, except if you are having any kind of condition that has that the doctor has suggested you to have only that particular amount of water, that is a different case. Otherwise, whatever excess amount of water is there in your body is going to be flushed out through urine or through sweat. So you can have at least 2 liters has to be your target, and anything above that is completely okay.
Okay. The next question is, which edible oil is better, rice bran, sesame oil, olive, या sunflower oil?
Sesame oil. For Indian cooking specifically, olive oil is not very suitable because the fatty acids in olive oil are very fragile to heat. Whenever you cook Indian food, we cook it at a very high temperature. So olive oil is not very suitable for Indian cooking. Definitely, if you are making pasta or anything which does not require a lot of heat, you can consume olive oil at that time. Otherwise, you can have any other oil. Preferably, you can have a rice bran or you can have sesame oil. Even groundnut oil is also good for Indian cooking.
Okay. Any specific food which helps to reduce weight in PCOS?
There is no specific food that will give you weight loss for PCOS or anything. The first thing you have to make sure is you are doing your lifestyle changes, starting with your exercise, having good amount of proteins and vegetables and fruits in your diet. That is the only thing that you can go forward for. And a complete balanced meal is required when it comes to PCOS.
Okay. Nowadays, a lot of people make detox water should be included in our routine, daily routine. Does it make a real difference?
So detox water do affect to a certain extent. If you want to incorporate it, it is completely okay. If you don't want to incorporate it, that is also completely okay. But detox water, if it has cinnamon, if it has all the different spice elements to it and some mint to it, they are definitely going to help you in some way or the other to cleanse your digestive system and also to boost your metabolism.
Okay, great. For adult, protein powder is good. Which food can give vitamin D?
So in vegetarian sources, there is no food that will give you vitamin D. So the only source that you get vitamin D for vegetarians is going to be the sun. So you have to make sure you're exposing yourself at least 15 to 20 minutes in the sun, which is normally not happening because of the working hours. I understand, but this is one thing you will have to make sure, like maybe early in the morning, if you can get 15 to 20 minutes for yourself and you sit in the sun, or maybe you are doing your exercise at your terrace, which is open, which is exposing you to the sun, that will be great for vitamin D. Then coming to
protein powder.
Protein powder, again, if you're having a very balanced meal, then you don't really need any kind of protein powder. But But if you are doing good exercise, like at least 4 to 5 days a week, you're doing a very rigorous amount of exercise, you can consume protein powder. For that, you can have whey protein. Normal whey protein is also okay, or you can have protein eggs or Cabi Pro, which are very easily available and very good quality protein powders.
Urmi, I just had one question with vitamin D. So if we go out and the sunlight is only one source of vitamin D, how long we should sit so that
So
we can
at least, yeah, so you should be exposed. So if possible, maximum portion of your body should be exposed, whatever maximum you can expose, and it has to be at least 15 to 20 minutes every day, or half an hour, maybe like alternate days if you can. And to improve the absorption, what you can do is you can maybe apply sesame oil. So sesame oil is going to improve the absorption of UV rays that are going to help convert vitamin cholecalciferol that is under the skin to vitamin D.
Okay. Why rice usually causes flauntness and bloating?
Sorry, why rice usually causes
why rice causes flatulence
flatulence
and bloating? Yeah, sorry.
So it normally doesn't happen to everyone, but if it is happening to you, maybe the reason can be it is very high in starch. So whenever you have anything which is high in starch, it goes into stomach, it swells up. That can be the reason for you that it may be causing flatulence or bloating, but it may not cause to everyone. So one thing you can do, you should make sure after you are having your meal, make sure after half an hour or after 1 hour, make sure you're having good amount of water after your meals.
Okay. I think this is the last question. It said normally that eating rice results in more weight gain than other grains like wheat. Is it true, or is it the other way around? In reality, that wheat grain consumption leads to more weight gain?
So again, the quantity that you're having matters the more when it comes to any cereals. So rice consumption, if it is very high, definitely it is going to give you weight gain. The main reason is if you're just having rice and dal, there is no fiber along with it. Okay, so there has to be fiber to slow down the effect of starch that is present in rice, so that if the process is slower, definitely your what we say insulin sensitivity increases when there is a slow process. So that then it won't lead to weight gain, and there is no such evidence for people to gain weight because of rice. But in cases when people are gluten sensitive, gluten is a protein that is present in wheat. If you are sensitive to gluten, you can be there can be problem that you can have, but not in everyone that there is any relation to weight gain and wheat that is seen. But again, having it in excess is definitely going to give you weight gain.
Okay. We have two more questions. I think we will end the session with this two questions. Is it advisable to take cholesterol medicines?
Yes.
Okay.
So regarding medications, sorry. Regarding medications, I would suggest you. It is preferable that you contact a doctor. I won't be a right person to tell you about any kind of medications. But if you have high cholesterol levels, do see a doctor. And if the doctor is suggesting you any kind of medications, you should go forward for it.
Okay.
But yeah, along with medications, you have to make sure you're eating well, because otherwise the medications are not going to show its effect.
Okay. Preservative put in various food items are causing what type of problems for health? How can one get with vitamin B12?
Okay. So regarding preservatives, all different food items have different side effects. So some of the preservatives may give you migraine. Some may slow down the process of your weight loss. Sorry. The reason is they release some chemicals in your body that can lead to lowered insulin sensitivity. When you have lower insulin sensitivity, there is more fat deposition in your body, so that can be the case. Some may give you some are very when consumed in for a longer period may lead to lesser concentration time. Some may give you cravings. All of these are the problems, and there are many more problems that can be led because of these preservatives. And regarding B12, the best source for vegetarians is milk and milk products. And other than that, you can do is you can sprout the pulses and have it. That are the two sources where you can get B12.
Okay. Is Yakult preferable during diarrhea?
Yakult is basically a probiotic. So if you don't want to buy a Yakult, again, Yakult are of two forms. One is sugar-free and one is with the sugar. So again, if you want to have Yakult, it's basically yogurt, which is made into a drink and then given to you. You can very well have dahi or chas and give yourself those kind of probiotics. So you don't really require Yakult for when you have diarrhea.
Okay. Yeah, so I think this is the end of our question answer session, and I am really thankful for
Sorry, sorry, one
answering
last question, Jalak, if you don't mind. What about the alkaline waters nowadays going on? Is it you? What to say about the alkaline water?
I don't really am in the favor of alkaline foods or alkaline water. The reason is your body.
Urmi, you're speaking on mute.
Yeah. So I am not really I don't really suggest alkaline water or anything, because whatever thing you put in your body, it goes in your stomach. Your stomach is acidic and it is going to be converted. Any food that you have is going to be converted to acidic form. So there is no real explanation to alkaline water regarding that. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think all the questions are answered very well by Urmi, and thank you once again, Urmi, for coming and being there with us and giving us such great insight about nutrition and about the food we need to have in our daily life, and with the busy schedule we have, how to do stretches and small things which we need to take care when we are so busy with our work. So I really thank you, and Jigar bhai, if you can speak some words.
Jigar bhai,
Jigar bhai, you're on mute.
Thank you, Jalak. Urmi, it was an excellent session and it was really insightful. The question and answers were all answered in a proper way. I think that was the most interesting part. And I really believe that 80% one should go for food. Food is like a medicine. Like you should follow the 80-20% rule. 80% should be your food and 20% exercise. So thank you.
That's true.
Urmi, one last question from my side. People are nowadays promoting vegan and everything, like you don't have ghee, milk products. So what do you believe in that?
Vegan is basically the thing was developed. One reason is people were lactose intolerant and are unable to have non-veg foods in that. And the second reason was people are more towards they don't want to hurt any animals. It is more sentimental than that thing. That is the reason why veganism was produced. But if you can have milk products, if you're not having any lactose issues or any digestive problems related to milk and milk products, you should definitely consume milk, and you can go into vegetarianism if you are more sentimental towards animals and you don't want to hurt animals. That is what my take is towards vegan products. Related to ghee, ghee also has some amount of cholesterol, but having it in small quantities is required for your body, because it also has easy digesting fats, which will help in better digestion of your body. Like your intestinal movement is better when you're consuming ghee. So you should have ghee in small proportion. Definitely very big quantity is what I would not suggest, but a small portion of ghee and a small portion of oil is what I suggest to everyone. You should not completely cut down on ghee or cut down on oil on your daily food eating habits.
Thank you, Urmi. I am sure this your webinar on nutrition will be, the members and families will be immensely benefited from this webinar. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of all of y'all. So thank you so much.
We end the session here.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Urmi.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I'll just end the session.